Hello students, now let us discuss about individual and the group. Individuals together are going to form social groups and they are conscious about themselves. They are conscious of belonging together to a group and each and every member is going to become the member of the group. They are going to have common membership. So, in each and every formal group, my dear friends, it is a conscious way where the individuals are going to take membership. No one is going to force them. Based on the interest of the individuals, they may take the membership voluntarily. And when we talk about the interaction among the individuals, in the formal groups, we are going to have some set of prescribed formats or prescribed set of rules and regulations which is going to regulate the human interaction. Whereas in the informal groups, we do not have any set of rules and regulations, my dear friends. For example, in our college, when we talk about the interaction between the student community and the teacher community, the student, whenever he has any doubts, he stands up and he raises the hand and says, "Sir, I have few doubts." And the teacher will listen to the doubts and he tries to address the issues. Whereas within the same class, we also have informal groups. The students, they are going to form some informal groups where they do not have any set of rules and regulations, where people are going to use informal means of communication. They are not going to use formal language, but they use informal language. So, there is difference in terms of interaction between the formal group and the informal groups. And common membership is subjects them to share common beliefs and ideas which are established, which are associated with the established norms. Then we also have sharing a common set of cultural values and norms where members continue to participate in its functions and objectives. The duty of the teacher is to come to the class and deliver the lectures and provide the right information to the students, and his main intention or his main duty is to provoke the people to thought process, my dear friends. Whenever there is a thought process, then obviously it's lead to comparison of different thoughts and or ideas, and new concepts may evolve out of it, my dear friends. Then there is a sense of belongingness among the individuals who are there in that group, and it is a conscious activity, my dear friends. Now let us discuss the importance of integrating the members into the groups. Members who are capable of internalizing the norms and values of the group can easily be integrated into the normative system. They believe in its objectives and purpose, and they will try to be loyal to the group which they belong to, my dear friends. If a person is not capable, then he or she may not internalize the norms and values. And if they are not internalizing the norms and values, at the time they will be the disintegrating factor. They cannot integrate themselves into the normative system, my dear friends. And when they cannot integrate, they cannot be loyal to that system. So, it is the duty of the group to integrate the members properly. They have to give the scope for the people to understand the norms and values and also contribute to the organizational goals, my dear friends. In each and every organization or a group, my dear friends, we try to motivate the individuals by giving certain rewards. If a person is going to accomplish the task in the prescribed time and mentioned time, at the time we try to give rewards or certain benefits. And if a person is not going to meet the goals, my dear friends, at the time we may also use negative incentives or negative rewards, nothing but giving punishment to them or else giving demotion instead of promotion and so on. So, each and every group has its own mechanism of integrating the members in the group. Group sometimes may perform a single function or a specific function. Sometimes they may have multiple functions to be performed. These functions may be varied and general, my dear friends. The purpose of or goals can also be private sometimes, which are going to serve the group's own interest or public, my dear friends. We have used two things. Each and every group is going to have multiple functions or a specific functions to be performed. For example, let us take the example of our educational institution as a group. In this, if the college or the university has to function, we have multiple departments. One is the teachers as a group, then we have the technical staff who is going to take care of all the lighting system, ventilation and so on. We have a library as a separate department, then we have the administrative department and so on. There are multiple functions within this educational institution, my dear friends, and they are varied, and each and every organization or group is going to have specific goals, and sometimes the goals can also be private. Sometimes the people may have individual interest or personal interest of, my dear friends. Eventually, the lifespan of a group varies from hours, days to years also, my dear friends. It depends on the condition of the people, it depends on the goals of the people, it depends on how well they are going to cooperate with each other, adjust with each other and thrive to reach their goal. Based on that, the lifespan of the group will be decided, my dear friends. Now let us discuss the types of groups. Sociologists have classified groups into different ways. On certain kinds of groups, based on behavior, some are recognized as important by the sociologists. Like we have groups, crowds, families, institutions, association and communities. All these are universally recognized and they have their own kind of behavior, my dear friends. These are considered as different types of group, but they have special relationship with one another. They try to occupy a particular place in the social structure of a society in terms of their nature and the purpose. Typology refers to the concept of rationality. By rationality, we mean that man's action should make sense in terms of goals which we as individuals recognize and accept the same goals. For example, criminals or thief activity is either treated as irrational or not rational. But sociologically, Mannheim has said that rationality is the overall behavior of man and the way in which he acts in relation to the other acts. In this way, we conceive the behavior of the individuals falling into three categories: rational, non-rational and rational activities. Hence, the behavior of the criminals is treated as irrational activity, my dear friends. According to Sanderson, there are three types on the basis of structure. The groups are classified into involuntary, voluntary and delegate groups. If a person is going to involuntarily take membership into any group, then we call it as if any person is going to force the people to join any group, then we call it as involuntary group. If any person is going to take membership into any group on his own without anybody's effort, then we call it as voluntary group. And if any person is selected to be a member of any delegate group or a group which they are going to study, we call it as delegate groups, my dear friends. According to Sorokin, the groups have been classified into two types. One is vertical group and the other one is horizontal group. In the vertical group, my dear friends, we have division of labor and each and every individual has different status and different role to be performed. For example, in terms of our department, we have the professor, beneath him we have the associate professor, then the assistant professor, then we have the readers, lecturers and so on. So, we are going to have a hierarchy. We call it as vertical group. And whenever we talk about horizontal group, my dear friends, we are going to have people with the same designation, same status, same rules, but they are in different position, different places. We call it as horizontal groups. Giddings has classified groups into two types. One is genetic group and the other one is congregate group. The family is the example for the genetic group, and any group where the individual is going to join voluntarily, he becomes the member of a congregate group. And according to Hassan, there are four types of groups, my dear friends: unsocial, pseudo-social, antisocial and pro-social groups. C.H. Cooley has classified groups into two types. One is primary and the other one is secondary groups. Till now, we have discussed about the importance of integration of members into the social groups and discussed about few types of groups mentioned by various sociologists. Thank you.